Most people treat life like a sprint. They rush. They panic. They compare. They exhaust themselves trying to arrive fast. But life was never designed to be a sprint. It's a marathon. Long, demanding, unforgiving to the unprepared, rewarding to the disciplined. And here's what most people misunderstand. You don't win a marathon in the first mile. You don't lose it in the first mile either. You win it in the pace, in the patience, in the persistence. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. A marathon is not about speed. It's about stamina. It's not about excitement. It's about endurance. And life works the same way. Some people start fast. They're excited, motivated, full of energy, but they burn out. Others start steady. They conserve their strength. They build habits. They think long term. And those are the ones who finish strong. You see, life will test you. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. There will be hills. There will be headwinds. There will be moments when your legs feel heavy and your vision feels unclear. That's when most people quit. Not because they lack ability, but because they lack endurance. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. The marathon of life does not reward the emotional. It rewards the consistent. It does not reward the dramatic. It rewards the disciplined. And if you understand this, if you truly understand that life is long, you'll stop chasing quick success. You'll stop looking for shortcuts. You'll stop comparing your mile 1 to someone else's mile 20. Because everyone is on a different stretch of the road. The question is not, how fast can I win? The question is, can I keep going? Can you keep showing up when it's hard? Can you keep improving when progress feels slow? Can you stay committed when the excitement fades? That is the marathon mindset. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Life is not won in bursts of emotion. It is won in decades of discipline. And here's the powerful truth. You don't have to be the fastest. You don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be the most talented. You simply have to refuse to quit. Because in a marathon, the steady one passes the reckless one. The disciplined one passes the distracted one. The patient one outlasts the impatient one. Life is not about who starts loud. It's about who finishes strong. So slow down, set your pace, build your habits, strengthen your character, because the race you're running is not against others. It's against your former self. And if you improve a little every day, if you stay disciplined, if you endure when others quit, you won't just run the marathon. You'll master it. If life is a marathon, then pacing is everything. You cannot sprint for 26 miles. You cannot exhaust yourself in the first stretch and expect strength at the finish. And yet, that's exactly how most people live. They rush success. They rush growth. They rush results. They want the reward without respecting the rhythm. But success is not built in bursts. It is built in seasons. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Notice the word every day. Not once. Not when you feel inspired. Not when conditions are perfect. Every day. That is long-term thinking. Think in decades, not days. Most people overestimate what they can do in a month and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. They become impatient when results don't appear quickly. They quit when progress feels slow. But the marathon mindset asks a different question. Where will this habit take me in 5 years? Because life compounds. Small improvements today become major transformations tomorrow. Reading 10 pages a day seems small, but over a year, that's thousands of pages. Saving a small amount consistently seems insignificant, but over time, it becomes security. Improving your character a little each day seems invisible, but over decades, it becomes leadership. Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. The person who understands time understands the marathon. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. Here's the irony. The one who rushes often slows themselves down. The one who burns out must stop and recover. The one who chases quick wins often sacrifices lasting results. But the one who moves steadily keeps moving. Consistency beats intensity. Intensity excites. Consistency transforms. You don't need extreme effort for a week. You need sustainable effort for years. That's pacing. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. What you want now is comfort, recognition, quick progress. What you want most is growth, mastery, a life of substance. And pacing requires choosing what you want most. A marathon runner doesn't panic at the first hill. He adjusts. He breathes. He keeps moving. In life, hills will come, setbacks, disappointments, moments when you feel behind. The emotional person reacts. The disciplined person responds. Long-term thinking demands emotional stability. Because you cannot build a great life if your emotions make every decision. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Working on yourself means strengthening patience, strengthening vision, strengthening resilience. The marathon is not just physical. It's mental. If you don't know where you're going, you'll either sprint aimlessly or wander without direction. Long-term thinking requires vision. What kind of person do you want to become? What kind of life are you building? What legacy will your habits create? When the vision is clear, the pace becomes intentional. You stop competing with others. You stop comparing timelines. You stop chasing someone else's race. Because you realize this is your course, your distance, your journey, and your responsibility. There is a law at work in the marathon of life. Effort compounds. Not immediately, not dramatically, but inevitably. Plant a seed today. Water it consistently. Protect it from weeds. And over time, it becomes something powerful. The tragedy is not that people fail. The tragedy is that people quit before compounding begins. They stop at mile 5. They stop when it gets uncomfortable. They stop when results are invisible. But the steady one keeps going. And one day, people call him lucky. There is no luck in long-term discipline. There is only patience, consistency, endurance. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. And change, sustained over time, creates extraordinary outcomes. When you pace yourself, you conserve strength. You avoid burnout. You build momentum. You become dangerous in the long run. Because while others quit, you're still moving. While others start over repeatedly, you are compounding progress. While others chase excitement, you are building excellence. Life is not about how fast you can start. It's about how long you can continue. So slow down. Think long-term. Choose consistency. Protect your energy. Commit to the distance. Because the person who masters the pace masters the marathon. If life is a marathon, then discipline is your training. You don't wake up one morning and decide to run 26 miles. You prepare. You condition. You build endurance long before race day arrives. And life works the same way. The victories people admire are built in private, in quiet mornings, in repeated habits, in disciplined decisions no one applauds. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Without discipline, the marathon defeats you. With discipline, you outlast it. Motivation is powerful, but temporary. It comes in waves. It rises with excitement. It disappears with difficulty. But habits remain. A runner doesn't train based on mood. He trains based on commitment. Rain or shine, tired or energized, inspired or uninspired. Because the marathon does not care about your feelings. Life doesn't either. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. And in the long run, what keeps you going is what determines where you end up. Here's where most people miss it. They look for dramatic effort. They look for breakthrough moments. They look for overnight change. But the marathon mindset understands something simple. Small disciplines, repeated daily, compound into greatness. Wake up when you said you would. Keep your word to yourself. Read when others scroll. Save when others spend. Practice when others procrastinate. These actions look small, but over years, they build character. And character carries you through the miles. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Notice simple, not complicated, not glamorous. Simple, but practiced. The marathon is not won in the legs. It is won in the mind. There will be days when you feel tired. Days when progress seems invisible. Days when quitting feels reasonable. That is when discipline speaks. Not loudly, but firmly. Keep going. Discipline is not emotional. It does not argue. It does not negotiate. It simply acts. We must all suffer one of two things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And in the marathon of life, regret weighs far heavier. Here's another truth about discipline. It protects your energy. When your habits are automatic, you don't waste time deciding. You don't debate whether to train. You don't debate whether to grow. You simply execute. Routine eliminates friction. Friction wastes strength, and strength must be preserved. For the long journey ahead, the disciplined person moves steadily, not rushed, not chaotic, not scattered, just consistent. And consistency becomes power. In a short race, talent may win. In a long race, discipline prevails. Talent burns bright. Discipline burns long. The talented person who lacks discipline eventually slows. The disciplined person, even without extraordinary gifts, continues forward. And over time, the disciplined one passes the talented one, not because he was faster, but because he refused to stop. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Discipline makes you better. Not instantly, but inevitably. If life is a marathon, your habits must match the distance. Habits that strengthen your body. Habits that sharpen your mind. Habits that steady your emotions. Habits that align with your long-term vision. Ask yourself, are my daily actions preparing me for endurance or exhausting me before the halfway mark? Are my routines strengthening my future or stealing from it? The marathon does not forgive neglect. It exposes it, but it also rewards preparation. Here is the beauty of discipline. It works quietly. No spotlight, no applause, no immediate recognition. But one day, when others slow down, when others burn out, when others quit, you will still be moving, steady, focused, strong, and people will wonder how you did it. They will look for secret formulas. They will look for shortcuts. But there is no secret, only daily discipline, only habits repeated long enough to become identity. Life is a marathon, and the person who builds the right habits is the person who reaches the finish line with strength still in reserve. So train your mind, train your character, train your discipline, because when the miles grow heavy, your habits will carry you through. If life is a marathon, then setbacks are guaranteed. Fatigue is guaranteed. Unexpected hills are guaranteed. Moments of doubt are guaranteed. The question is not if they will come. The question is, how will you respond when they do? Because this is where the race is truly decided. Not at the starting line, not when the crowd is cheering, but when you are tired, when progress feels slow, when quitting seems reasonable. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. The tough miles are not there to stop you. They are there to shape you. In the early miles, enthusiasm carries you. Energy is high. Confidence feels strong. But somewhere along the road, the excitement fades. Your legs grow heavy. Your breathing becomes harder. Your mind begins to whisper, "This is too much." That whisper is normal. Every marathon runner hears it. Every achiever hears it. Every disciplined person hears it. The difference is not who hears it. The difference is who obeys it. Fatigue does not mean failure. It means you are stretching. It means you are growing. It means you are in the race. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And some days the discipline is simply this: take one more step. You will stumble. You will slow down. You will make mistakes. Plans will not always work. Effort will not always produce immediate reward. And in those moments, you have a choice. You can interpret setbacks as signs to stop, or you can interpret them as signals to adjust. The mature runner adjusts pace, adjusts breathing, adjusts expectations, but he does not abandon the race. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Setbacks are not proof that you are incapable. They are proof that you are attempting something worthwhile. No one stumbles standing still. When the marathon gets tough, emotion becomes dangerous. Frustration says, "This isn't fair." Impatience says, "This should be easier." Comparison says, "They're ahead of me." But the disciplined mind says, "Stay steady." Emotions rise and fall. Endurance remains. If you allow temporary emotion to dictate permanent decisions, you will leave the race too soon. The key is not to eliminate emotion. It is to outlast it. Feel it. Acknowledge it. But keep moving. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. In tough miles, what you want now is relief. What you want most is growth. Choose wisely. Muscles grow under resistance. Character grows under pressure. Endurance grows under fatigue. If the marathon were easy, it would not change you. The hills are not punishment. They are preparation. Each difficult season teaches something. Patience, humility, strategy, resilience. Without setbacks, you remain fragile. With setbacks, properly handled, you become durable. And durability wins long races. When you are tired, your world shrinks. All you see is discomfort. All you feel is effort. But lift your eyes. Remember why you started. Remember the vision. Remember the long-term goal. This mile is not the entire race. This setback is not the entire story. It is one chapter, one stretch of road, one lesson in endurance. The person who finishes strong is not the one who avoided fatigue. It is the one who endured it. Here is the simplest strategy when the marathon gets tough. Do not stop. Slow down if you must. Adjust if you must. Rest briefly if necessary, but do not quit. Forward motion, however small, creates momentum. Momentum restores confidence. Confidence fuels endurance. Endurance carries you beyond the hard miles. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. And sometimes the change required is simply this. Become the kind of person who keeps going. Not dramatically, not loudly, just steadily. Because in a marathon, the toughest miles create the strongest finishers. And when you cross that line one day, you will not be proud that it was easy. You will be proud that you did not stop when it was hard. If life is a marathon, then patience is your advantage, not speed, not talent, not even enthusiasm. Patience, because the greatest rewards in life are not built quickly. They are grown. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Every day. That is the language of compounding. Have you ever planted a seed? You place it in the soil. You water it. You protect it. And for days, nothing happens. The surface shows no evidence of change. But beneath the soil, something powerful is forming. Roots, strength, foundation. Growth is happening where you cannot see it. Life works the same way. When you build habits, when you read daily, when you improve your skills, when you work on your character, the progress may not be dramatic. It may not be visible. But beneath the surface, you are strengthening roots, and roots determine height. Compounding is simple. Small actions, repeated consistently, produce exponential results over time. One workout does little, but hundreds reshape a body. One page means little, but thousands reshape a mind. One discipline choice seems insignificant, but years of discipline reshape a destiny. The problem is this: Most people quit before compounding begins. They want visible results immediately. They want proof before persistence. They want harvest without season. But compounding requires patience. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. And getting better takes time. Patience is not passivity. It is strength restrained. It is knowing you could rush, but choosing to build steadily. It is understanding that real growth cannot be forced. The marathon runner knows this. If he sprints too soon, he pays later. If he chases someone else's pace, he burns out. So he stays steady, focused, measured, because he understands something most people forget. The race is long, and the one who masters patience masters the outcome. Impatience destroys compounding. It causes people to change direction too often, to abandon good habits too soon, to give up just before momentum builds. Impatience whispers, "This isn't working." Patience replies, "It's working beneath the surface." The farmer who digs up the seed daily to check its growth will never see a harvest. Neither will the person who abandons discipline, because results are slow. We must all suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Patience chooses discipline. Impatience creates regret. Not just skills, not just money. Character compounds. Each time you choose integrity, you strengthen it. Each time you practice discipline, you deepen it. Each time you respond calmly instead of emotionally, you solidify maturity. Over years, these small choices become identity, and identity determines destiny. The steady person becomes reliable. The reliable person becomes trusted. The trusted person becomes influential, all because of compounding character. Here is one of the most powerful attitudes you can develop. Trust the process. Trust that effort invested wisely will return multiplied. Trust that growth takes time. Trust that discipline compounds. Trust that patience protects your future. You may not see immediate results, but if you remain consistent, they will arrive. Not by chance. By law, the law of compounding does not fail. It rewards the steady. It honors the disciplined. It elevates the patient. Life is not about quick wins. It is about long-term growth. It is about becoming stronger each year, wiser each season, more disciplined with each mile. Patience allows you to endure the slow seasons. Compounding ensures those seasons are never wasted. One day, people will look at your progress and call it sudden. They will see the tree. They will not see the years of roots. They will see the strength. They will not see the discipline. They will see the success. They will not see the patience. But you will know it was built slowly, carefully, intentionally, because life is a marathon. And the one who understands patience, the one who respects growth, the one who trusts compounding, is the one who finishes not just fast, but strong. If life is a marathon, then the finish line is not just a destination. It is a statement, a reflection of every choice you made along the way, a culmination of your discipline, patience, and endurance. And here's the truth. The finish line does not forgive shortcuts. It does not reward half-hearted effort. It honors those who endured. Success is predictable. It's not luck, and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. The marathon of life is the same. Those who finish strong are not necessarily the fastest at the start. They are the ones who never quit. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who fall short is not always talent. It is endurance. Endurance is showing up when energy is low, when motivation is gone, when progress seems invisible. The person with endurance keeps moving forward, step by step, day by day, year by year. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Every step matters. Every consistent action counts. Every small victory compounds into momentum, and momentum carries you toward the finish line. A marathon runner knows the last miles are the most telling. It is easy to start strong. It is easy to be motivated at the beginning, But the true test comes when fatigue sets in, when pain is real, when every fiber of your being wants to stop. That is when character is revealed. That is when legacy is built. The choices you make at the end echo long after the race is over. We must all suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Those who choose discipline leave a legacy. Those who choose comfort leave regret. As the miles grow heavy, distractions multiply. Comparison, doubt, fear. The person who finishes strong ignores these voices. He focuses on what matters, his vision, his mission, his values. Focus is the lion's advantage. It keeps you moving when the path is unclear. It keeps you strong when others falter. Motivation gets you started. Habit keeps you going. In the final stretch, habits matter more than emotion. Consistency matters more than bursts of inspiration. Discipline matters more than talent. The marathon does more than test you. It shapes you. Every hill you climbed, every setback you endured, every early morning and late night, they built strength. They built wisdom. They built resilience. By the time you reach the finish line, you are no longer the person who started the race. You are stronger, wiser, unstoppable. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. The finish line is not a reward. It is a mirror. It shows the result of every decision, every habit, every choice. To finish strong, you must act. Not occasionally, not when convenient, but persistently, step by step, habit by habit, choice by choice. Even when tired, even when discouraged, even when uncertain. That is how you become unstoppable. Momentum is built over miles. Courage is built over challenges. Character is built over trials. And when you act consistently over time, you cannot be stopped. Remember, this is your race. Do not compare your pace to anyone else. Do not envy the finish line of others. Do not measure your success by the speed of someone else. Your race is unique. Your pace is intentional. Your finish line is your own. The person who finishes strong does not leave regrets. He leaves impact. He leaves inspiration. He leaves a legacy. The major key to your better future is you. Finish strong. Act with courage. Lead yourself. Because the marathon of life rewards those who endure, those who persevere, those who refuse to quit. And in the end, the one who finishes strong is the one who inspires the world. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Every step you take matters. Every choice you make compounds over time. Every mile builds character. So pace yourself. Stay disciplined. Endure when it gets hard. And never quit, because the person who finishes strong is the person who changes their life and inspires others along the way. Remember, it's not about how fast you start, it's about how strong you finish.